Hey, it's Kimberley from the Happiness Journey, and I want to talk to you today about goal setting. So, we are in a brand new year right now. It's January 5th, 2020. I've gone into previous years not feeling any different, not doing anything different, kind of wanting a change in my life, but not having any idea where to start. Never really set New Year's resolutions before, or if I did, it was kind of like, I'm going to go to the gym, but then I never would. So the difference between a resolution and a goal is going to be backed by action, inspired action to get you to the results that you want, and you're going to create a plan to get there. So if you have not set New Year's goals, not resolutions, but goals or a plan for 2020, it is not too late. We're only 5 days in. There's 361 days left in the year to accomplish everything that you want to this year. So I highly recommend writing those goals down on a piece of paper, reading them every single day, morning and night, and going even one step further than that, I write my goals down every single morning. So I just started this on January 2nd. January 1st was kind of a recovery day for me from New Year's, which is fine. Um, and so I write them down every single morning and I read them again every single night before I go to bed. So I have a journal that I use daily for that. So when you set your goals, kind of look at the big picture. Like, what do you want your life to look like a year from now? On the very last day of 2020, what do you want to look back on and see, I've accomplished this and I'm so proud of myself? And those can be things like some people want to lose weight during the year. Okay, well, how much? Like, be specific about that. Not, I want to lose weight. Is half a pound? Is that what you want to lose? Do you want to lose 5 pounds? Do you want to lose 10, 15, 20, 50 pounds? Write that down on a piece of paper. And what are you going to do to get there? Break that down. So it can look like, I am going to work out 3 times a week to get to the goal or the result of the goal that I'm setting for myself. So what are you going to do on those workouts? Are you going to go to the gym? Are you going to work out at home? Are you going to eat healthier included in that as well to speed up that process of weight loss? If it's, I want to make more money, okay, well, how much more money do you want to make? And how are you going to do that? So be realistic as well. So if it's like, I want to make more money, but I want to make $1 million this year. Okay, that's great. That's accomplishable for many people. But if you work for somebody else who controls your salary and you've only made, not only, I should not say only, but the most you've ever made previously is $50,000 in a year, $1 million might be stretching it. So something that is realistic, but is greater than what you've accomplished previously. So if you wanted to start a side hustle or a side business and knowing exactly what you're going to do that. So for instance, like, one of my goals is that I want financial abundance. So I do work for somebody else who controls my salary. I don't have any control over that. I mean, I can work as hard as I can. I have a performance review every fiscal year, and I do get a raise, but I don't get to pick how much that raise is. So for us, like, we want to sell our townhouse that we own and we want to rent a house. And with some of the equity that we've made in our townhouse, we want to purchase a condo or a house somewhere in the US that is a high vacation spot. So somewhere like Arizona, Las Vegas, Palm Springs. And then we want to run that as an Airbnb. With that money, that's going to help us build up our financial status. So hopefully we can have financial abundance in the future. So that's kind of the process that we're in. That's our long-term goal, but we're breaking that down into, what do we want to do this year to help us get there? That's kind of our 5 or 10 year goal. So breaking that down, so we know, okay, we need to talk to somebody who has Airbnbs, because we want to have a property in the US, run it as an Airbnb. So we need to talk to somebody who has Airbnbs, who has experience with that, and can give us information on what we need to do to get to exactly what, that goal. So having that written down, though, so every single morning when I wake up, I write down in the present tense. So not I will be financially abundant, but I am financially abundant. There's a big difference. In your subconscious mind doesn't know when you say you are going to do something, or if it's in the present tense, they don't know if it's actually real or something that you're telling yourself. So having it in the present tense actually makes a big difference. It's much a stronger feeling. And then feeling what that place is like. So how will I feel when I'm financially abundant? How will I feel when I've lost 50 pounds? How will I feel when I've saved $10,000 by the end of this year? How will I feel when I've purchased my first home? How will I feel when I've sold my car? Whatever your goals happen to be. So, and hold on to that feeling as well. So every morning when you wake up and you write out your goals, each one that you write, you're feeling what it's like to have accomplished that goal. That's a very, very, very strong feeling, being in that place of already having accomplished it. So, and then I take this one step further. So when I'm going to use just financially abundant because that's one of my big ones. When I am financially abundant, who else will that serve? Like, that will not just affect me, but who else will that affect as well? It'll affect my husband. It'll affect my children. It will affect our families and our siblings. That's going to affect society because we will take more vacations when we're financially abundant, and we will be bringing money into other cultures in other countries as well, into their economies. That's going to affect people in the restaurant business, like restaurant owners and shop owners, because we will be spending more money with them and therefore bringing more money into their businesses. So that's kind of, we will hire a house cleaner that's going to employ somebody. At that point, we will probably, my husband Kevin is a realtor, so he will hire somebody on to his business. We will hire a property manager when we purchase our property in the US. So, because we're not going to be there to run the Airbnb in person, we will hire somebody to clean it every time there's new, not tenants, but every time there's new visitors staying there or guests staying there. So it's going to bring money into those economies as well. So it affects more people. So it's knowing that we're going to be able to help these other people out as well financially when we are financially abundant. So break it down exactly, knowing step by step what it is that you want to do and the feeling place of what that'll be like. So feel what it's like to have lost 20 pounds or 30 pounds or whatever your goal is, if a weight loss is your goal for this year. And how is that going to help other people? You will be, what does that feel like for you? You're going to be wearing different, you might be wearing different clothes, just eating healthier. And then how is that going to affect other people? You'll be shopping for clothes at these other stores, maybe shopping at local markets to get your healthier foods and fruits and vegetables in your house and things like that. So break that down exactly in detail of what that looks like. And trust me, this goes a long way. So if you feel like sharing your goals, please do. You don't have to, but if you want to share your goals, drop them in the comments below this video, or send me a message, or tag me in a post on your personal page, whatever you want to do if you share your goals, and we can kind of help root for each other and keep each other on track as well. So one other tip is to not give yourself so much of a timeline. So if I'm going to use the weight loss, it's just an easy one to use. If you're saying, I want to lose 30 pounds by Valentine's Day, but at this point you haven't started and we're only 5 days in, so that's fine. But say by the end of January, you're still like, oh, but there was all this holiday stuff in my house and I had to get rid of it and I didn't want to throw it out, so I just decided to eat it all. That's not really getting you close to that goal, and you're going to feel discouraged and probably go, oh, this is just too hard, I just don't want to do it. Or if you're not willing to go to the gym or things like that, then you're not necessarily going to get to that goal, and it can be very discouraging. So I would set it more for a year, and then just make sure that you're doing quarterly check-ins to stay on track for that goal. Also, things are to think about are if you're going grocery shopping or if you're hungry in general and you're reaching for a chocolate bar or a bag of chips instead of fruits and vegetables. Just kind of think when you're doing things like, does this serve me? Does this serve my goal? Is this going to get me closer to my goal, or is this going to keep me further away from my goal? So if you're not making any changes, nothing's going to change. If you want to see that growth in yourself, and even throwing in like mindset as well, like if you want your mindset to be more positive, reach for a book, reach for a personal development book. I have a bunch that I can recommend to you. I'm trying to read one every couple weeks, and I feel like I'm already behind this year, to be honest, 5 days in, but I think I've read once this year. But I was reading 30 minutes a day in the fall, September through up until Christmas Eve. It was 30 minutes a day, and it was basically non-negotiable. It was just every single day, 30 minutes. That was it. It didn't matter if we were going out, 30 minutes I had to read for 30 minutes before, or I'd read on my lunch break at work or whatever it was, to keep growing my mind in the personal development way. So if you want to do that, like grab a personal development book instead of picking up, a romance novel, or read both. Like read one in the morning and one in the evening. Reading 2 books at once is great. Sometimes I do that. I have one in my purse, I'll read it at work. I have another one at home that I'll grab and read in the evening. So things like that. So just kind of be aware of the choices that you're making. If you're wanting to save money, but you're buying a coffee every morning, you're kind of doing yourself a disservice. You're better off just to make coffee at home if you can, or drink the coffee at work. It's not always that great. I know my work even has Starbucks, and it's still, I prefer the K-Pods at home in my Keurig. So I actually make coffee at home and drink it on the way to work, partially also just to stay awake in the car. So yeah, that's another thing also, like you want to get more sleep, like go to bed, like make the choices to get you there. So if you're wanting to lose weight, maybe avoid the fast food, avoid the junk food. If you wanted to save money, same thing, avoid the same stuff basically. And put that money into fruits and vegetables, and cook your own meals, because cooking your own meals, you're going to get a lot more for your money than you will if you're eating fast food all the time or out for dinner. So just being aware of the choices that you make throughout the year can go a long way. If you have any questions, reach out to me for sure. And I look forward to seeing your goals and watching your progress.